Nobody cares.
Wow.
They probably forgot who you were.
Probably. Oh, turtle.
I haven't seen you in so long.
I look like a kid's notebook. My arm does. Kid's notebook. It's like a kid trying to learn how to draw. Is what my arm looks like right now. All right.
What? Oh, it was a glare. I was like, you need to tilt it forward.
Don't touch it.
Tilt it forward.
Don't touch it. No. Turn the light off.
Turn the light off. It's making me like a bubble.
That's better. See how good it looks? See how good it looks? I'm going to click this. I'm going to mute that. Okay, they're slowly rolling.
Does this mean they're members?
Yes, we got 2 members in here. Thank you, Joe Mama. And that 450.250 kitty. Must have got a 450 dirt bike. Used to have a 250, I bet. I bet that's what that means. And then Justin Wolfus. But thank you guys for supporting us. I see your channel members. We just realized we had some channel members. Have we did anything for the members? No. So on...
We apologize.
We apologize. So on Tuesday, I will do a channel members only live stream. Probably maybe at night. Do it outside.
I wouldn't give it time.
Okay, we're not going to give it time, but we'll see if there's a way YouTube will notify you. We're new to this. We haven't been doing YouTube for 10 years. I haven't did a live stream in forever. You can tell by the people not in here. We got like 30 people, so, you know, ask questions.
10:45.
Yeah, but there's no school. Yeah, if Mr. Clean had... I tell you, I love being bald. I was telling my wife, if I could get it lasered so I didn't have to shave it, because I still grow mostly head of hair. It's just balding right here and thin up here, but it grows. But I hate head hair, but I also hate shaving. Happy New Year's. I don't know how to say your name. It's Hallis8829. He's a channel member. We got several channel members in here, and we really appreciate it. I was just saying, I don't know if everybody heard, but we didn't know we had so many channel members because we had just turned it on a while back. But thank you guys for supporting the channel and becoming members. We will have some member stuff coming up. Like this week, we have some New Year's stuff going on, so we won't be in the shop a lot this week. But the first week of the new year, we'll start doing stuff for the channel members. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so hope everybody had an awesome Christmas. We did. And again, we got some New Year's stuff we're going to do. And if everybody should be super safe during New Year's. I know a lot of people do some dumb stuff during New Year's. So try to keep it safe and don't die. But... so we have some cool stuff planned this year and the route we want to do stuff because we know we've had a lot of projects get put on the back burner. So we're going to do, we're going to have a lot of projects come up and get finished right off the bat. So the main projects that are going to happen is the supercharged buggy. The supercharged buggy is basically done. It just needs a new wiring harness and it needs... like I wanted to put a firewall and stuff in it. So supercharged buggy is coming in, and what I'm going to do is strip it down and get it to sandblast, because here in Tennessee we don't have any kind, like, stuff will rust, but it's like a light surface rust. Literally we got a frame that's been sitting outside for like 9 years. It's bare metal, and you could literally sand it in a day and have it back to bare metal because we don't have salt, we don't have really harsh winters and stuff. So I know leaving stuff out in the weather isn't great, but it doesn't, you know, significantly hurt anything. Anyways, the supercharged buggy is going to come in the first of the new year. We're going to strip it down to bare chassis, send it off to sandblast. When it comes back from sandblast, then we can weld up everything, because it's like 90% welded, but there's some hard to get to stuff when everything's installed that I need to weld out. And so we'll get it completely welded out and add panels to it. I have to make a new wiring harness, and I'm going to move the battery from the front of the vehicle to beside the seat. little stuff like that. I'm going to get all that done, and then it'll go back to sandblast if it needs to. Probably won't, because our heat and AC system in this shop actually keeps it very dry in here. It's not real humid in this shop. It actually drinks the water out of my plasma table and my bandsaw. I have to keep adding water every week to them because our dehumidifier works so well. But anyways, we have, then we'll basically panel it up and get all the little stuff done. While the engine's off, we're going to mock up a Holley EFI system on it that's a single barrel carb. It's made for like inline sixes and stuff. But I think it'll work on the supercharger. So when the supercharger goes back together, it'll finally be fuel injection blow through setup. And that'll be sick. We got to find someone to help us tune it, because I've never tuned one of those, but they self-tune to a degree. I just don't know how to handle the supercharger, but it will be much better like that. So supercharger buggy is getting 100% done, because I know you guys want to see it get painted. Then the SEMA buggy is getting fully done. And the problem with the SEMA buggy, it's not my buggy, so I can't just go build on it and stuff, because I need to make sure the customer wants to pay for the things we're going to do. So I think what we're going to do to the SEMA buggy, since it has that 883 engine, is we're going to do an electronic shifter, we're going to do an automatic clutch, and we have to build gas tank, oil tank, and then the shifter pedals, because we're going to do pedal shifters, panel it out, finish the front end because it's not 100%, and then drive it, test it, then it gets powder coated. And then after that is Lonnie's buggy. Lonnie's buggy needs the trailing arms built now for the rear end. Then we can test and tune it. Then it goes to powder coat. Because we have a cool, weird mobility scooter outside we've been wanting to build forever with a crotch rocket engine. And we pretty much have everything. We just need to get stuff finished before we can start something else. And so we have all that. That's my plan for the first of the year, is supercharged buggy, get it tore apart, finished up. And then while stuff is like at sandblast, that's when we start on the next thing to keep it flowing and keep videos coming. I'm going to answer a few comments for a minute. Again, we thank all the channel members that's in here. It does help us being a member, and we appreciate it. And again, we didn't know we had, some channel members, so we'll start doing stuff right after the new year, especially for you guys, like live streams and stuff like that. They won't be as long as these, but it's still, it doesn't have to be, because there's not a ton of you guys, so it'll be more intimate. Sounds perverted. All right, let's read a couple questions. Someone says, Gage says, happy holidays, sir. I have a slight hiccup with my 196cc Coleman B200R mini bike. I have a full stage 2 kit installed. Can you help me somehow fix the issue with the slapping noise at idle? I would check valve lash first, and also a lot of times if you don't adjust the crank in play by putting the shims on the crankshaft before putting the side cover, you can get a big knocking noise out of that. But also you need to make sure you got clearances with cams and stuff that you're using in those engines. Other than that, I really can't help you over the internet, of course. Someone said, Hazard6433 says, I've got a quick question. I'm upgrading to a 265 cam on a 212. I was wondering if I could use cut the link push rods, or with the stock push rods at the stock length, or would I need a different length? So the length should be the same, because you're not changing out your rockers. You do not need chromoly push rods for a 265 cam unless you're doing ratio rockers. If you're doing ratio rockers, then you're going to have to measure. There's no like there is some sizes that kind of work, but I don't have those sizes. You think I would, but I don't. I wouldn't even use them though. You don't need them for a 265 cam. You don't need them until you really start stepping up to ratio rockers or crazy cam lifts. Chevy HP, he's a channel member, and it says #1, so he's #1. There's a couple number ones. Been watching every video, man. Tier 1, okay. So tier 2's that. Anyways, let's get back to it. He said, which one was it? Chevy. Oh, and how would you say that name? Are you seeing this? No, you're not.
Mine's
how loose 8829. Happy New Year to you guys. So anyway, Chevy HP said, is there a Happy New Year's? He said Happy New Year's to you and your family. God bless. You too. We appreciate all the support through the years. Mr. Briggs said if I did that, it'd probably grow back faster, talking about the laser and my hair off. It's supposed to not grow back, right? If you laser it, or does it take longer to grow back?
You have to laser it a few times, I think.
You're burning your scalp off. Okay, and then he said, been watching every video, so we appreciate that. And someone said, I'm roasting Mr. Briggs. I'm roasting a pig on New Year's Eve in the backyard since the neighborhood ordered me not to cook meat outside because he's a vegan. Okay.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, people complaining what you do on your property. That sucks. And Chevy HP said the road to horsepower is awesome. Tomorrow we have a big video coming out because we finally, for one, people's been begging us to do a big block on the dyno. And so the whole problem with the big block on the dyno was when we first got the dyno, it had the rail mount system, like the race cart engine mount. So we bought the big block version of that. And there was so much flex in that rail setup, and that big block makes so much torque, it was kicking the chain. And so then we fixed that by building that engine plate that we got on our dyno. Well, then the clutch just chattered like crazy. It sounded like death, almost like the clutch was slipping. Well, then after our small block clutch, it has bearings in it. I think it's SMC is the brand of it. It's my favorite small block clutch because it engages so smooth over a needle bearing. It's ball bearings instead of needle bearings, where all other clutches are needle bearings. Anyways, then we tried to run a big block on it, but we found out from SMC, the guy who hooked us up with clutch parts, that our dyno was geared too high. It was like at a 3.5 to 1. So we changed it to 4.8, and then you change it inside the dyno software also so it can make sure to make the calculations right. And then our dyno runs was much better. It was much less stress on our clutch because it could spin the dyno up a little faster. We would spin it up way too slow. The slower you spin it, the more data you get. But we was just abusing clutches and stuff with it. So we eventually changed the gearing, and it worked great for our small block, but we never retried the big block with that gearing. So over this past week, I did that, and it worked. So we ran the 459 because people's been asking us. So run the big block on the dyno was the first thing people's been asking for. And the second thing was people wants to see the 459 get built, even though there's not a rod or a flywheel. We don't recommend buying that engine. But we have one sitting on the shelf that was stock. So we threw it on the dyno, and then we did all the performance stuff we could do to it. And it made big results. So the video is coming out tomorrow on that. So make sure at 6 p.m. to quit your job, whatever you have to do, sit down, tell your friends, watch that. And then we're going to start big block stuff now that we know it can handle it. So yeah. Gage said he was riding his about 6,000 RPMs on a hardtail and hit a bump, slowed down to make sure everything wasn't broken, heard a slapping noise come from the crank. Who, buddy? I don't know what that would be. Like without, I know you think I would have like a somewhat of an answer for you, but it's always hard, you know, trying to do any diagnostics over the internet. So Justin says you need log times around the track Lonnie's been doing. I would be interested to see how the builds stack up against each other. That's why we started that little trail. We're about to get a tree cut. We're going to cut a tree that's blocking another part of our trail, and we're going to have a better, that's why we haven't really started like a breakdown chart of what everything runs, because we're going to redo our trail soon after the first of the year because our bobcat will be done. And we can do like a perfect circle, and we're going to do hot lap. So he'll come through the starting line at full speed instead of a dig. Maybe we'll do both. We'll do a dig and a hot lap. But so we are planning on doing that. What I do if my side cover is leaking and the bolts are tight and my gasket's good, you could have like a messed up surface area. That's what it'd have to be. I'd put a little RTV on it. If your surface area looks fine, it's still, you can try that. Are you guys having to meet up at Land Between the Lakes? Probably later in 2026. That's a pretty good trek for us. It's like 4.5 hours when you're taking like 5-6 vehicles and a camper. It gets pretty crazy. So we're going to try to do Wildcat next. Like in January, I want to do Wildcat. Just like a day trip where we meet everybody out. We might do that. It'd be cool to do that once a month because that's a one-day trip for us. We can drive up, ride for 6 hours, and be back home same day. So we
That's
might.
probably what you're gonna have to do because Aubrey graduates this year.
Yeah.
When we normally have our meetup.
Okay, Aubrey, my daughter graduates high school when we normally have our meetup, so that might mess up the Turkey Bay meetup for this year. But we will be having meetups this year for sure. We may do a Windrock one again. I'm just always afraid someone's going to die out there. But I do like Windrock at the same time as I hate it. I don't hate it. It's just rough on stuff. But Pedro said he bought a return B200 from Tractor Supply. Saving money, baby. That's what it's all about. Well, I'm assuming you saved money. You could have paid too much. I don't know. We're getting behind here. I'm going to have to start skipping ahead.
Well, you need to make sure you're doing
So, and again, Ashley Hadwin, 2553, thank you for being a member. Didn't mention you. And Joe Mama TN, so I'm assuming he's in Tennessee. Heard Vegas Card is working on rods and flywheel for the 459. They are. I don't know where they're at in it, but he did call me about or text me about a billet rod for a 459. And I think he's done the rod first, then the flywheel. I don't think it's going to be a billet flywheel. I think it's going to be a cast aluminum, possibly. But when he has those available, we will slap one in it for sure. But thank you, Joe Mama, for raising me, number one, and being a member. Someone's asking if we got any blueprints for a simple go-kart available. We don't. We want to build them. That takes a lot of work to make sure you have everything. And most of the time, I'm out here holding it down. Becca has a photography business, so if you're in our area, which you're probably not, you can get her to take pictures. Not nudes, though. She don't do nudes yet. She needs a Zoom camera for that. Okay. You get a Zoom camera. Anyways, so she's working on pictures right now as we speak, right beside me. Someone said, would you say the Wildcat 240 is worth it? If you watch any of my videos on a Wildcat 240, you know it's the best. That would be the only engine I would build this day and time. But there's about to be something even better coming, so stay tuned for that. It'll definitely be on the channel. Ron said, tell Mama I love her. You talking about my wife or my real mom? I'll tell them both. Picking up a mini bike tomorrow, and it's a Coleman CT200U. Any tips? Fix it up, flip it, buy a better bike. I don't like a CT200U, but putting the front suspension off Amazon definitely helps. I wouldn't mess with the Springer seat. I would recommend the stainless gas tank. Go back and watch our Ultimate 200 CT200U build that we did just a month or two ago. And the gas tank's good on that. The trailer hit's pretty handy. And the forks is pretty good. All those parts are good, but I wouldn't do the Springer seat. It makes you sit up too high on it. Okay, we're going to skip down a little bit. Ashley says, what's the RTV? And also, as soon as I loosen one top bolt, there was a leaking. Where it was leaking, the side cover is popped out and there was a stripped bolt. Had to heat it up on the side cover. Also, I wonder if are you running the pulse pump off your valve cover or anything? Tell me that, Ashley, please. Oh, he paid $351 as is, but he put a dirty word on the mini bike he said he got for a deal. He accidentally put an extra S on as, if you know what I'm saying. And the RTV I would use I can't ever remember. I think gray RTV is the one that's real good for oil. And when you use RTV, you put a light coat around it, but also let me know if you're running the pulse pump off the valve cover first. But you put a light coat around it and you let it get a little stiff, like let it set for 30 minutes to an hour, then put the side cover on. That's how you're properly supposed to do it. And don't put oil in it for a while, like a couple hours after doing it, and let it fully cure. Someone's asking for a free engine. Can't do that. But he said he has a micro lens for you, Becca. Help you in those photo shoots. Any hoosies. RTV is gasket maker. Like a liquid gasket maker you can buy in any parts store. Buy the gray variant. Cole, we do build engines for people. We don't do them a ton, but we're wanting to do more this year to just supplement income, and bring the channel more income and stuff. We did a good amount this year, more than we've ever done. This year, we built some V-twins for some people. We built a lot of 240s, and that Honda engine was for a customer. So we do build engines for people. You can email us at greg@rbgcarts. I don't use the pulse thing side cover. Okay. I was saying, the reason I ask is I don't like running the pulse pump off the valve cover because the engine still needs the vent. It can't just run a pulse pump. You also need to vent it. So I run the pulse pump off the intake and then make sure you vent the valve cover properly, because you could be building up pressure in your block if you're not venting it correctly. HWY Cat said, hope we had a good Christmas and a great New Year's. And did you ever buy Becca a boat? Yeah, I did. There's a 14-foot aluminum boat sitting in the field. Has she did anything with it? No, but she didn't ask me to get her a running boat. I got her a camouflage piece of garbage, but she never said I want a nice boat. It never came out of your mouth. She has a boat. If you watch the towing mini bike video, you'll see it. It's a nice boat. It's nicer than the boat I had when I was a kid, which was none. So,
I'm not a kid, so.
Well, you're an adult, so you can get it running. I even got her an engine sent out there. But okay, so a lot of your links for Predator 212 Go Stage 5 don't work. I wanted to build the one. Are you able to fix the links? Yes. So we stopped working with certain sponsors that we used to, and we don't support them whatsoever, and that's why the links don't work. We need to go back. Yeah, we need to go back and fix all of them, and it takes a ton of time. We got 1,000 videos, and probably 600 of them. We have links for those people. We just deleted all the links, and it basically gives you dead links is what happened. But
you've been fixing some of them.
Yeah, we've been fixing them. It just takes a lot of time. Like, that's something, it'd be nice if we had an intern just to put them doing crappy stuff and fire them. I'm kidding. Anyways. But if anybody's truly serious, I don't want tire kickers because people try to kick tires around here all the time. But if anybody's really serious in getting an engine built, you can email us at greg@rbgcarts.com and I will email you back. And then we can talk about a quote. And how the quotes work is I charge $100 to quote out a build. But if you get the build done, then that $100 comes off your build price. Because we have so much people wasting our time, we'll spend an hour to make this parts list, and then people will be like, okay, well, I'm gonna save up for a couple of years and I'll get it done. And I'm like, well, son of a gun, because I have a lot of work to do out here, and I have a family that's so annoying. They want my attention, they want my time, and but no, it's so we do charge $100 for a quote, but it comes off the build price, so you're not actually paying for it if you get your engine built. But if you don't, then you do. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Ashley said just remove the governor and put new exhaust on jetted carb. Yeah, I just make sure to check that gasket, put a fresh one on it, and put a light coat of RTV, the gray RTV. Go in a parts store, say I need gray RTV, and they'll hook you up. Do a light coat around it, let it dry for like 20 minutes, and then put the gasket on it, seal it up, and you should be good. Where you guys at? Texas, always wondered. Jacob, we are in Tennessee. Oh yeah, baby Gorilla 91. Told you. But yeah, we're in Tennessee. Best state in the world. Google it. I wonder what it would say the best state in the United States is. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. What is the best state in the U.S.?
I feel like that's going to depend on
Utah, New Hampshire, Idaho. Yeah, right. That ain't true. That's when the internet lies to you. Would you consider propane? I've ran some propane. The only problem is there's not a lot of good propane carbs. Like, you can get a propane carb, but I think you could outdo propane with a good methanol carb. So, and then storing propane versus storing methanol, it's less headache. But maybe we could run, maybe we get one of them propane carbs and see how much horsepower we can get, and then on a build. That would be cool. So we can do that, because I actually have one for a big block and possibly one for a small block. I got to check. Thank you, Jacob, for your kind, sweet words. If he's a girl, I'd kiss you on the mouth. Do you ever start your house build on your land? We are getting, so I've drawn it, finally. I've got the drawings, like my drawings. Now we got a number today, actually, for an architect. So now I give my drawings to an architect because he's going to tell me where I'm an idiot and whatnot. You know, because he does this for a living. And he'll make the actual plans. And then we have to have those done before we can do the process at the bank. So that's what's happening next. And so I'm hoping February they're doing like the foundation work. So, and I don't know, it'll take 3 to 4 months to get it done. Hopefully sooner than that, because it's the way we're doing it is simpler than a normal house, but it's going to be a really nice setup. And I'll show you guys when that's done and the process of it. I mean, I won't make like full videos on it, but would anybody give a rat's patootie if we start a behind the scenes type channel where it's not necessarily garage stuff, it's just us dilly-dallying our adventures? You know what I'm talking about?
We do a lot of fun stuff.
Becca says we do a lot of fun stuff.
That's not garage
And
related.
that's not garage. It wouldn't be go-karts and engines all the time. I mean, it could be farm work that we don't do. And it could be...
breaking up chicken coop.
Hey! That's a beautiful structure out there.
I built it, I know.
But we could do stuff like that. But if no one's going to watch it, you know, it's like, why would I mess with it? Mowing the grass, weed eating, you know, stuff like that. But it would be a completely different channel. It wouldn't be on this channel. So we thought about that. So Chef MDT, thank you, sir. Yeah, we need to do that. We'll start that in the new year, and that'll be Becca's job. And if it fails, Becca failed you. Have you guys ever ate this stuff, this Mexican candy? That's what Becca's hacking on over there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This stuff, no, it's fine. This is the best stuff ever. Great for your blood pressure. It's got a lot of sodium, keeps you going. Probably it definitely has Red 40 in it. Made in Mexico. I love this particular brand. No other brands. This stuff, everybody in my family likes it.
We're strongly against Red 40, but we like this.
Becca's strongly against Red 40, but I'm not for Red 40, but I mean, will a little bit hurt? Caleb just got here. Caleb Taylor 5154 just got here, so we're starting over. We just been talking about the New Year's plans, which I'll go back over that in a little bit, real quick. But yeah. What's your favorite garage food? Actually, I do not snack and eat out here. Very rarely do I, because
Tasty cakes right
Becca did buy me some tasty cakes, and I do not eat Debbie cakes, by the way. I know I look like the size that would eat Debbie cakes, but I do not eat sweets, do I?
No.
I don't drink Cokes or anything. I'll drink water. I'll have a coffee or a Red Bull in the morning. If I want to treat myself, I'll get a Red Bull, and then I'll have a coffee, or I'll treat myself with a Red Bull in the afternoon, most days. But that's only sweets-ish. Becca got me some of these bad boys. These are only Debbie cake I would eat, and I ate 2 of them. Then I ate a pack of this stuff, got my blood pressure where I need it, so I don't need a jacket in 30-degree weather, and getting the heart right. But really, I don't snack out here at all. Listen. When you powder that stuff on your tongue, the dust goes into your lungs and chokes you up. It'll kill you. So, any whoosies. So, yeah, I don't really snack out here much. What's my favorite snack? Wagon Trail beef jerky is the best beef jerky known to man. So, yeah. So, Road to Horsepower 420cc engine's coming up. That's one thing you missed, guy, wherever he's at. I don't know. Big Wrench. That's exactly what we wanted to name it. Is something around those lines.
Don't tell them. Someone will take it.
I know. Freaking someone's already made it probably. Dang it. And so to recap real fast, because Sean's asking, someone else asked, we have a video coming out tomorrow where we dyno the 459 and we do like a build on it. We do a cam, port the head, PWK 34 carb, dual valve springs, and we leave the stock rod and flywheel, and we run it on the dyno before and after. So make sure to tune in to 6 o'clock tomorrow and watch it. I'd really appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your mom, Tell her to play it while she's playing bingo or something in the background. So big blocks are starting first of the year, big block dyno videos. So that's exciting. So what's laws like in Tennessee? I'm making a street bike or a bike legal. Re-legal? We're pretty easy on everything. We don't have smog, and they're pretty lenient. I got a mini bike, for Pete's sakes, registered, and they never even looked at it. I just took it in there. I probably didn't even have to do anything, and they would have done it. So, and we're building the 460. We're waiting on a head to come in from EC that we got a port, but it's a big valve head. And on that Yerf Dog, we're doing a big valve head, a 308 cam, ratio rockers, 34 carb. It's going to be a huge jump, and we'll dyno that before and after too. We are doing some more stuff on the Wildcat 240, but we don't have a lot left to do on it. And then there's a new engine coming out. I'm not going to say anything, but it's bigger and it's better, and it's coming out this year. So we're super excited about that. Mr. Briggs says beef jerky is addicting because he knows what's up. So when we go, we buy 3 pounds of beef jerky at $45 a pound. That's why we don't go often. And then we buy a couple road bags for the ride home. Yeah, we do. And I will skip dinner to eat beef jerky. No joke. I will skip lunch and eat beef jerky, and then I'll wait a day or so, and I'll skip lunch or supper and eat beef jerky. I love it so much. I don't eat breakfast either. I eat at like 12 or 1 every day. But I know you look at me and you're like, this guy's lying right to our faces. But it's because I'm in a garage and I don't move a lot. I'm building engines or fabricating. You don't get a lot of exercise. Then you're worn out from standing on concrete all day or staring at a computer screen, depending on what we're doing. And that's my problem. I need to just move more. I need to make the entire garage floor a treadmill. So I have to walk everywhere as I'm at. What do you think about the Power Fist engine from Princess Auto? They have a plastic cam. I've never messed with one, but I think it would be cool to get one to do a road to horsepower on, or not a road to horsepower, but a build on one to see what fits it and whatnot. Andy O.593, you can email us at greg@rbgcarts.com. Should be in the video's description, I think. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Briggs, 68, Tennessee would register a riding lawnmower. Probably. It's very easy to get stuff registered here. And that's why I live here. Just for that one reason. No. I've met a lot of people that moved up here from California and stuff. This is a great state. It's the best. The 240 is still king. Mini bike Abe. Someone said something about 50-mile-an-hour wind. We have some pretty strong winds tonight. We're supposed to get rain in it too. I got to start moving some mini bikes in and whatnot. Try to pack the garage full so stuff don't get rained on. That's one thing. After the house build, I have to build me a barn to put stuff in. I have to. But, oh yeah, that reminds me. If anybody's interested in an electric mini bike, we're going to be selling it for $4,000. And that is a freaking bargain because you couldn't build that bike for $4,000. 14,000 watts. It's crazy fast. But we have to start thinking about what we need to get rid of because we got too much stuff. And we want to continue to build stuff and not do the same thing over and over. So the electric 14,000 watt MB200 is going to be for, it's going to be for $4,000. Then the big block mini bike, after we powder coat the frame, because I'm going to sand like where we cut the original rear of the frame off and stuff, that mini bike will be for sale for $4,000 as well. That's a bargain because it does have a semi-built, does it? Possibly. Semi-built, I think it has a billet rod and a cam and stuff on it and a billet flywheel. It's crazy mean 2 bikes, but they're going to be for sale. And then one of our Trailmasters is going to be for sale. One of our OG blue and red one, probably Lonnie's blue one most likely. We're going to sell one of those and just keep a couple mini bikes because we got way too many. So if anybody's truly interested, we can't ship them. Well, we could ship them actually, but it would be beyond the $4,000. I don't know what the regular MB200 will be yet, but we are going to sell some stuff like that. And then we're going to have some buggies for sale because we got to sell some of this stuff. And then we have a lot of engines we would let go for a good price. We have 236 cc Tillotson. We have a 225 Tillotson. We got a 212 stock Tillotson that we would give a good bargain on, but we just got to get rid of this stuff because we've got too much stuff. And when we build our house, I'm going to lose a little bit of my shop size because of what we're doing. We're doing something different with what we was going to do with our house. So I need to think about that and consolidate some engines. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to sell. Someone asked if I had a, you said you had a vid on the stock 212 and you said Lonnie would be there in the morning and the video never came out. I don't know what that was. I have no clue. But we did have a good Christmas, but Christmas did sneak up real fast on me. I literally didn't know it was like a week before Christmas, and my wife wanted to go on a little date night because she had to finish some shopping. And I was like, holy moly, it was a week. So I kind of failed at Christmas this year. Becca most time does it anyways. But I'm saying last year I got Becca something. Did I? Yeah, my love. That's right.
I'm not worried about stuff.
But yeah, Becca don't really want stuff. I don't need anything. So we normally don't really do anything. Like, I don't buy her gifts. She don't buy me gifts normally. But it is crazy. Time is slipping by so quick. My daughter's about to graduate high school. Braxton is graduating college this year.
That's crazy.
At the same time as Aubrey's graduating high school. And then Aubrey will be going to college. And Grayson's going into the 8th grade next year. And Grayson did his first dunk the other day. He dunked his first basketball in 7th grade. Awesome. I was so freaking proud because he's been wanting to do that for so long. And been loving watching Grayson evolve in basketball and, you know, his whole love for basketball. That's been fun. Because I've never been a sports guy. But he's made me like basketball. I still don't watch it really, but we'll go, like, we're going to a game this week and watching an NBA game. And it's just fun sharing that with your kids and those experiences. Because I didn't have these experiences with my dad. And it's so cool to be able to do these things and be the dad you always wanted to your kids, you know. And I'm so thankful that I have Becca with me because she's such a great mother. And, you know, am I trying to get brownie points? Maybe.
You're a great husband.
Stop it. You're making me blush. What's for dinner? I had some spicy soup and a grilled cheese, and it was very good. It hit the spot. It was nice. Did we eat lunch? Oh, yeah, we ate Mexican for lunch. Me and Becca went out after church. I had security duty on church, so you glad you didn't mess with our church today. Anyways. Someone was asking about a manual clutch for a 440. I will contact that manual clutch company and see about running one of those on the dyno. I don't like the manual clutch because there's no real point in having one, in my opinion. Back in the day when we used it, that's my thoughts as well. The only good thing is you can roll start your bike, which is pretty sick. But other than that, what are your thoughts on the 479cc V twin Briggs on the new RSV? Oh, I'm thinking you're saying installing that. It'd be mean, but it would be a road bike, I feel like. That's a lot of weight to throw around off-road, and it wouldn't be as fun as a built small block because they're so lively. I do not. I don't know where he's at. Bathroom. He's in the bathroom.
Well, I think I'll take a shower.
But yeah, so for the people that wouldn't hear at the first of the video, we have how we're going to do the new year is, I know you guys want to see finished projects. And listen, I got ADHD like a son of a gun. My mind can't focus for 2 minutes. Big Wrench Tech is holding it down. He said, make sure to hit the like button because not a single freaking person's hit the like button yet. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. But I think that I know you guys want to see stuff get done. I have very bad ADHD, and the fact of the matter is we have certain sponsors that we have to satisfy because that's the way we make our income. You can't make enough unless you're getting ridiculous views on YouTube, and we're not that type of channel. And our channel took a decent hit when we started putting Bible verses in our videos. Honest to goodness, like, it bogged our channel down. And I'm not going to stop it because I truly believe that God will bless me in other ways than YouTube could never bless me. So I'm not worried about that, but it does suck. I mean, it does suck to feel like you're getting attacked by the other side. But I truly see that happened. We used to get 10 to 20,000 views per video if it was a crappy video or whatever, you know, and then we would get 30 to 40,000 on decent videos. And then of course you have your videos that spike and go crazy. But now we're lucky if we hit 10K on a video, which is insane. And that's not only to do with the Bible verses did 100% hurt us, but another thing is shorts form content really hurt us because people don't have the attention span that they did, and they just want to see a bunch of short form content. Problem is, it's a lot of work to try to produce short content as well as to do it properly. Like I even went and invested and bought like a $400 set of meta glasses to make you guys short content, and I made a lot of them, but then I have to worry about editing that on top of a video, and it's a lot to keep up with. But I'm trying to get back like we've never went down on our channel. We're constantly but the growth is slower than it used to be back in the day. But I know you guys want to see stuff get fully finished. Like when we ride something, in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm done with that for a while because we got to ride it and see how it worked. And maybe it had some issues and I just don't want to deal with them right now. So we go to something else that we can make content faster on. And that's what happens to stuff. And it gets pushed back to the back burner. We don't mean to do these things, or I don't. But so the supercharged buggy is getting broke down first week of January, and it's going to sandblast. And when it comes back, we'll finish it out and like finish welding it and doing little stuff, and then we'll get it painted. And then Lonnie's buggy needs the trailing arms built and a little tiny bit of work done on the front end. It's not that big of a deal. Then we can test it, get it sandblasted and powder coated, and then the SEMA buggy. And I was saying earlier, the SEMA buggy is not ours, so I can't just work on it anytime I want because it needs to be paid for, because, again, I'm not paying for steel and stuff to work on that and aluminum and all this stuff. So I'm having a discussion with the guy that owns it this week, and we're getting that worked out to start ordering the final parts for it and get it back in the shop and get it done. So those 3 videos builds are going to get finished up in the first of the new year. And then we can start on other builds, like new builds. And hopefully with the setup we have now, we won't have to stop on them. Like Lonnie's buggy, I got to work on it until it was done. But then unfortunately our meetup happened and other stuff, so we stopped on it then. But it got done for the most part. We're trying to keep that up. But so someone said they're working on a mini bike with 25s on it. Joe Mama did for the meetup next year. That'd be cool to see, because we will definitely be having a couple meetups this year. But so yeah, that's the plans for the new year, just so you guys know. And then we're going to build a crotch rocket powered crazy vehicle, and then we got a 1300 Goldwing that we're putting that engine and stuff on a golf cart and making a street legal truck that I'm going to daily drive that son of a gun. And I'd like to even tow a trailer with it, so we got to do some cool stuff to that. So one guy asked, cars on Cantrell, said, what's the normal camera you use, GoPro or DJI? I think you should try the Action 4 or newer. I love mine. The DJI is the best camera I ever got. I just bought all my cameras. I have a bag full of GoPros right there that I'm actually going to put on our website for $100 a piece, and they come with a few batteries and stuff. So we got 5 GoPros, 1 360 GoPro and 4 9s. Still work fine. I'm just trying to get rid of them without giving them, for nothing. But because replacing cameras and keeping up with hard drives and stuff is very expensive. It does suck. I need to buy a 24 terabyte hard drive right now because I'm out of space for like my finished videos, because I keep all my raw files of every video. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've gotten 8 or 9 hard drives, 4 terabytes to 8 terabytes. They're all different sizes, from 4s and 8s, full right now. And I need to get a 24 and start with 24s. Then I need to build a server this year, which is going to cost about $3,000. to hold all my stuff and manage it better. It's just good night. It's a lot of stuff. But anyways, we're going to try to get all these builds finished out because we want to start new builds, but we know we can't until these builds are done. So, yeah. So one last time, Clark Metalworks. We got a big block on the dyno coming out tomorrow, the 459, and then we build it and run it again. And we made some pretty good gains, so stay tuned for that. 6 o'clock Monday, baby. And then we have the Turbo 240. We took turbo kit off 225. We did all the things you guys was telling us to do in the video, and we turbocharged 240, and that's coming out on Thursday. And then we're going to perfect the turbo kit even further because we had a little issue with the turbo, and keep on going. So we got some good stuff coming out. Hopefully. I mean, we may go bankrupt this year. Who knows? No, we won't. I've got full faith in myself and, more importantly, Jesus on that one. So, yeah, we got a lot of stuff. I've got a couple buggies other than what I mentioned getting done, like the 999. We're going to finish that puppy out because I was going to add reverse and stuff, and I just think it needs to stay what it is. This rowdy, simplistic go-kart. So I want to finish it and get it powder coated because that's a very quick build. And stuff like that, get knocked out, and just have a bunch of nicely done vehicles so we can start on more stuff we won't finish. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Beck, any big plans this year other than the house? She don't have none. She ain't done anything this year. Becca has been doing photography, we was talking about earlier.
I feel like I've just been consumed by our children's lives.
Becca hates me, loves her kids. Next.
No. It's just Aubrey Kate's last year, and I'm just trying to...
Talk louder, please. She said that the kids' life consumes her life, which is true. That's why you don't see her out in the garage, because she's either... Grayson will have basketball right after school, so Aubrey drives, of course. Aubrey drives, so Becca takes Grayson to school, then she comes home, then she has to leave at, 2:30, 3 o'clock to either pick him up from school, or most days he has basketball right after school, but he needs to eat before that, because he's a grown little boy. So she'll go pick him up, take him to eat, and then take him back. And then she has to go back and pick him up. So her, there's sometimes she's wasting my gas money 3 times a day.
Well, and we've been having 4 games a week between the two of them.
Yeah, and Aubrey cheers, and Grayson plays basketball. So then we'll have up to 4 games a week sometimes, not counting the practices. So she stays super busy with that, and then she does photography for basketball games, and then like personal, like if you want your family's pictures done or whatever. And then that takes a lot of time to edit those, and so that's where she's at most time. So I'm out here by myself a lot, which I don't do well by myself. I do, but I don't. Like, I like to talk to people. So when I'm out here by myself and I'm not filming, I talk on the phone. I got a couple buddies that don't have lives either. And Chris Schmidt from Georgia is a big one. And it's just good having people like that. And I like to talk with people, again. Randy, we built the Yerf dog. Randy's a good old dude, I tell you. I got some good, solid friends, that would help you out any way they could. But, and Lonnie is now got his CDLs and driving, and he also is working for a guy that does like remodel jobs. And so he does that and CDL driving. So he can work 1 to 2 days a week if I need him to, but the guy pays him a little more than what we pay him. So I would like to give Lonnie a raise this year to match that. And then, but I still, though, sometimes I don't have, like when I'm running the dyno, there's no point in having Lonnie here. There's no, what is he going to do? Sit in the back? Wow. There's nothing for him to do. It's like chassis builds and stuff is where Lonnie comes in handy. And most of the time, Lonnie will come over to work and he hasn't been here in a week. And we literally sit in the garage for like 4 hours and talk and hang out and act like idiots. But that's good. Like, enjoy each other's time. And Lonnie, our family just went through a bunch of sicknesses. Everybody got sick one after another. And then Becca wanted to freaking be braggy and got sick in got sick a second time at the end of all of it. Then Lonnie's family got sick, so we haven't seen Lonnie in a little while. Randy said he has no life, so works out perfect. We're both two freaking losers that have a phone plan, and we can hang out and talk on the phone. Randy's a good guy. He's in here. He's hiding in the shadows. But yeah, we're gonna try to go to Wildcat soon, like in January, and ride. We will let you know as soon as possible when we're gonna do that. Lonnie is still married. Lonnie has 2 kids, 2 little girls, so he's in a house full of girls. So he'll die young. So go ahead and start freaking saying your goodbyes to Lonnie. But no, yeah, Lonnie has 2 little girls, and he's married. Been married now for 5 years, probably. I would say.
No, Ari is 5.
Oh, so
I would say 6 or 7.
6 or 7 years. But yeah. It's been a good one. Do I cut my beard? Yes. Becca trims it because it's very hard in a mirror for me to get both sides even and stuff. But I cut it quite often. My beard grows fast. I got to trim my mustache. Like, I thin my mustache and stuff. Like, I don't like a big, thick, bushy mustache, and I definitely don't want it hanging over my lip. I'm very adamant about trimming my beard. And that's actually thanks to my mom. I walked in my mom's room when I was in 8th grade because I had a little bit of a beard in 8th grade, and I had a mustache in 8th grade. Grayson now has a mustache in 7th grade. Pretty funny. But she was like, you need to trim your mustache. It's hanging over your lips. And my dad didn't tell me to trim my mustache. So I was like, oh, and she showed me how to trim my mustache. And I've always, even in high school, I always had a trimmed up beard. It wasn't long like this. It was like the, inch wide freaking jaw strap. Do I have a picture in here? I do have a high school picture somewhere. Me and my bride on my graduation day. Me and Becca's been together. This year marked 18 years for me and Becca being together. It's too long.
Okay.
No, it's been 18 good years. Yeah, I think my pictures are in here. Give me a second. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let me find this picture. Look at that. That's me when I was a little kid. Handsome son of a gun. Anyways. There's when I was young. Okay, that was not
People are
the...
still talking about Andrew's
Yeah, they don't care.
life story.
They don't care. I'm done that for me. Where's it at? Okay. Where is those pictures at? I never can find those things. Here's my Bible when I got saved. You have your Bible from when you got saved?
I think it's in a
Trash somewhere. Anyways, you guys never seen me with a full head of hair before. Because even in the early times of YouTube, it was thinning. It was thinning hard. I don't know where it's at. Anyways. Okay. Crazy Jennings said you had hair. How dare you? How dare you? I always had real thin hair. God didn't build me for hair, you know? Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I give up. Anyways, you'll never see me with hair, unfortunately. But yeah, we got some cool stuff. Oh, someone's asking if I'm going to do a build on the 1979 Ford. So what people don't know is I had my dream vehicle of any vehicle I could have was an F-250. And I was able to buy that vehicle 2 years ago. It was a 23. So first I bought a 22. It was my first new vehicle, like brand new, because they had a lifetime warranty on them through our local dealership, like an unlimited mile lifetime warranty. So I bought a 7.3 Godzilla Lariat F-250, 2022 model, because you couldn't find diesels at the time. And thought I liked the truck, and I sold my F-150, that silver F-150 I had, to upgrade because I was at the max of the towing capacity of the F-150, and I knew I was just going to wear out that truck. So anyways, I bought my first new truck. So happy. It was a freaking huge payment jump, massive. And but I loved it for a little while. And then I hated that gas engine. Of course, it got horrible fuel mileage, and I was paying a lot for this truck, and I was like, why did I not wait around for a diesel? So then they had a 23 model that was the exact same color as like the charcoal gray Lariat diesel. And I went and traded in after owning that 7.3 for a year for another new truck and got a 23 Lariat 6.7 liter. And that was my ultimate dream truck. That truck was so, I mean, it had 1,050 foot-pounds of torque, and it was 475 horsepower. The thing was a hoss, and it got 20 miles per gallon on the interstate. Towing, I could get like 15, towing 11,000 pounds, and I loved it. So I kept that for 2 years and put 30,000 miles on it. And again, it was like my dream vehicle. I wouldn't have a Corvette or anything over that truck. It was my favorite vehicle. But after a while, it sat a lot. Like that thing sat outside and for 8 or 9 days at a time, and I wouldn't drive it just because I'm a homebody. I work from home, and my wife has a nice SUV that we take. I would rather drive the 250 over anything. I love that truck. But it was so expensive a month to own that truck. The payment was just so crazy high. And I started thinking like, you know, this is taking part of my life to pay for this truck. Why do I have it? And it's not like it's a rare vehicle. If I ever wanted another one, I could buy it. So I started thinking about selling it. Becca didn't want me to sell it, but I wanted to because I just didn't want a payment anymore. So then I started thinking on what I would get, because whatever I'd get, I'd want to pay cash for and get out of a big truck payment. And I wanted something older that I could work on cheap and be easy to work on, and something super reliable. So it finally hit me at a ball game. I wanted an Excursion because I always wanted one back in the day. But I didn't want a diesel because I'm not a huge fan of 7.3s or 6.0 diesels. I wanted a V10 because they're so reliable and extremely cheap compared to the 7.3 or 6.0 versions. And then later on in life, I could swap it out with a Cummins if the V10 ever gave me issues. So I started looking. I found the exact Excursion I wanted in North Carolina. Then I went to the dealership to see what they would buy. Like I did some research, what my truck was worth and stuff. Basically, I was able to sell my F-250 for enough to pay the F-250 off and buy the Excursion outright. So not only did I get rid of a $1,250 payment a month, which is ridiculous, but I got a paid-for vehicle out of the deal, which was awesome. So now I have a 20, not a 20, I mean, it is a 20, but a 2003 Eddie Bauer Excursion with a V10. It's black with the gold bottom. It's on 35s, and it's awesome. So I've already did a tune-up and stuff on it. I've got new leaf springs and Bilstein shocks. That's going to come on the channel because I'm going to do the whole suspension upgrade to new stuff. And we teamed up with a company to do that video. And then I just finished like the perfect system that I've always wanted to do, where I did, you know, like Randy works at a car audio shop. And so I ran everything by him because he knows this stuff on cardio. And I put a radio, sound dead in the doors, put some really good door speakers in, 2 amps, one on the subs, one on the door speakers, and 2 12s, and it sounds friggin' awesome. I'm wasting some gas right now on that V10 running to town to listen to my system. I'll be like, oh, you need one single Q-tip? I'll go buy that. I'll go buy one single Q-tip for you. I'll be right back, just so I can listen to my system. I like it a lot. But so yeah, we can, it's dark outside, so I can't show the Excursion right now, and I don't even have a picture. Do you have a picture of it? When I sent you?
On the trailer.
Yeah. I'll show you the picture. So I had to drive my F-250 with my big deck over trailer to North Carolina. It was a 3-hour drive to pick the Excursion up. And it has 170,000 miles. It's got heated leather and everything. The guy took extremely good care of it. It's in like very, very good shape. It does have very little rust, and that's on the rockers. Everything else is solid. Floors are solid, and the frame's good and everything. It's just the rockers where stuff packs in the inner rocker and rots them. So I got a guy that I found that's going to replace the rockers on it. You can't tell until the doors are open, then you can see the little rust on the rockers. But that was only downside is, we're not used to rust in Tennessee. You normally don't see it, but the guy did thorough pictures before I drove up and stuff. I got it for a crazy good deal, and super happy to have it. And I miss my 250, but I don't. Like, I've been enjoying. I mean, will that 250 out-tow this Excursion 10-1? Yeah. But I'm going to do. So I've done the system. I've got the suspension to do. After that, I'm getting the rockers fixed, and I want to do stuff like tint the windows, and I got to replace the front windshield because there's a few little chips in it. I'm just going to put a new one in it. And then I'm going to do some performance things like a tune, upgrade the Y pipe, and do a new exhaust. And then, will you turn your sound off? And then do the oval throttle body. All that stuff adds a decent amount of power. So this is the Excursion. That's the day I got home with it. It is super clean, and the paint's great, and I love it. I've always loved big SUVs because when we go to meetups, we have helmets and cameras and stuff that I don't want to put in the bed of my truck. And that new 2023, truck, I didn't like just cramming a bunch of junk in the back of it, in the back seat. So I love this SUV because I can still have a nice system, and then I still have 4 foot of storage space back there because I took the third row seat out, so the sub set where the third row would sit, so I still have that whole back area. I'm really happy with my decision because I got a huge headache of making a truck payment off of me. I got this truck. I got the title in the mail on Friday, and I'm like, no one can take this bad boy away from me. I can quit my job right now, I'm going to sleep in this Excursion. You can sleep in a car, but you can't drive a house. You know what I'm saying? But I really like it. So now we're a big SUV family because Becca has a Lincoln Navigator L, which is the suburban size, the long boy. And then I have this Excursion, which you think the Lincoln's huge. And then you look at the Excursion next to it, and it looks like a baby because it's on 35s and stuff. But, yeah. All right, so I'm going to answer a couple questions, and then I'm done. So, can you use a 40 series driver on a 30 series driven? No. Belt sizes are different. And, it's just not going to work right. But I still have, Caleb, I told that story to say, now my 95 F-150 is almost done. I had to fix the wiring on it because the mice got into it where it's set in the woods and stuff. And I've got it. I just have to do a couple things and it'll be done and fixed. So that'll be like my metal running truck, something with a bed. And then the 79, I want to pull the 351 modified out of it in C6 transmission. And I have a 351 Windsor with a C6 transmission because I got different bell housings. And I'm going to put that 351 Windsor in it. And I want to do that next summer. That would be awesome. And start driving it as my beat around truck. But I don't want to get rid of those trucks though. I want to keep the 3 vehicles I have a good little combo, But anyways, that's a story of something big that happened in my life recently. And I'm very happy with my decision. It's pretty cool. How do you feel about my decision? Verbally.
I'm happy for you.
She's happy for me, so that's all that matters. It's all about making Becca happy for me.
Okay.
So anyways, we got Tulsa, Oklahoma in here. We got Georgia, Ohio. But I really appreciate you guys taking your time to hang out with us and watching our videos and supporting us. And we really hope we can do even better stuff in 2026. I've been in a funk for about a year. I've been on autopilot in this garage. And it does suck when you do something like this. I haven't lost my passion, but you just get burnt out. You do the same thing. And then, like Braxton back in the day used to be in the shop. Lonnie used to be in the shop, but people's lives changed. Braxton went to college. Lonnie got married, and, people's lives changed. So Becca, my first wife, Becca, she started, doing photography in the last, how long have you been doing it? A year now or not quite?
No, it's been a year and a half.
So year and a half. So, but, in the last year, it's taken off way more, of course. And so that keeps her busy and stuff, which is good. She needed something of her own instead of, having to follow me around with the camera. I'm sure it's a lot nicer for her. And then our kids are just super busy. So, but I went in kind of like a, burnout autopilot type deal for the last year, probably longer, honestly. And I'm trying to get out of that funk, and it's hard sometimes, but I do still love doing this most days. And I'm just trying to figure out the best way to make the best content. And I know shorts is a big thing I need to do, but again, that's like adding a whole nother job. I think someone asked about like hiring an editor or something earlier. It's just that it costs so much to get a decent editor, and then I'm gonna have to spend so much time like, going over there. It feels like it wouldn't save me that much time right now. But if I could find an affordable start to someone making shorts, that's what would help me the most. But then it's like, how much is one short going to cost me? One 1 minute video. And like I want someone to take all my old videos and make them into shorts that's entertainable. And that's the thing. They have to have a view of what's going to look entertaining and stuff.
And also a knowledge of what you're working on.
Yeah, and you have to have a knowledge of what I'm doing to understand what you can cut out of the original video and what you have to keep and what the importance is. That's very hard to figure out. I have wanted Becca to do it. Someone asked, is what I'm saying this. But again, she's done her picture stuff. And with pictures, it's very time consuming because first off, she's new at it. And she probably the same thing anybody would do, overly takes pictures. So instead of taking 100 pictures to get, how many do you give people? 10 or 20?
For the basketball pictures?
No, like a set. Like when you do a family.
Probably 30.
Like 30 pictures is what you get normally when you do a family pictures thing. And she'll take 150 pictures to get those. So she has to go through those, sort them, then edit them, to make them look even better. So it just takes time. So it's a lot. It's hard to do it. And Lonnie has no computer skills, so it ain't like I could get Lonnie to do it. So that's what's hard. And we're in a small town, so it's finding someone that understands it and could make content. It's a struggle. And then letting someone into your life, when you have like all this stuff, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard being around your family and stuff. Barefoot Bradley said, I'd like to see more trail riding videos. Do you have an off-road park near? We do have Windrock that's pretty close. Wildcat's pretty close, and I do want to do that more often as well. I'd like to do Saturday trips where we go riding and start doing like one a month, where we go on a trip and test different vehicles, So I'm trying to do these things. It's just a lot, to wrap your head around, stay motivated. I got ADHD like a son of a gun. And I self-medicate with more coffee, and it just makes it worse. Nah. But, yeah. So we're doing a lot of stuff this year. I really hope we can get out of this funk and build the channel even more and do even bigger stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching and supporting us, and I hope you guys have a great New Year's and hope you've had a great Christmas. And, yeah, just stay tuned. We got the 459 on the dyno coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned. Then the Turbo 240 is coming on Thursday. So we got some bangers this week. And we thank you guys. We love you. And God bless. Becky, do you want to say anything? Tell them bye, please.
Bye.
And
Jesus loves you.
And
I have no idea.
You love them.
Oh.
Jesus tells you to. No, but we really love you and appreciate you. And we thank you guys. See you on the next one. Have a good night.